screams good backpacking weather. All right, what's going on, everybody? Hope y'all are having a good day today. I'm talking loud because it's raining. I had a whole kind of intro planned for this, but this weather kind of sucks, so I gotta be a little more careful. But anyway, we're headed out on a multi-day trip that I've been looking forward to for about a month. I'm actually going and meeting another YouTuber on here. From Michigan, and I'll link his channel in the description. But we are headed towards the Adventure Hiking Trail in southern Indiana, and it is a monsoon out today. It is pouring rain, it is windy as crap, and it's gonna do this basically all day. They're already down there, and it's doing the same out there, so getting close. I definitely don't think it'll be a trouble of finding water out here. All right, we have made it. And as you can tell by the sound of the rain, maybe, it's still raining. It's not as terrible. We've made it to the trailhead. I'm just working up the desire to get out of this, cozy vehicle. This got me protected from the rain. And go get soggy. That's where we're at. So, all right, no more stalling. I'm gonna get the rain gear on, get the pack cover on, and get out on the trail. All right, say goodbye to the car. We are officially hiking the Adventure Hiking Trail. And it is a river, which is ironic because this trail is famous for being so dry. But yeah, I don't know how much filming I'm gonna do right out of the gate because I gotta try to catch these guys, the other YouTubers I'm meeting up with. Probably close to like the 5 mile mark on the day, depending on what they've done as far as stopping for breaks. So I don't have a ton of time to be taking. I mean, I know where I'm going. We're going basically 12 miles to the Ohio shelter. This is literally, hang on. This is literally a river. So my feet are gonna be getting wet, but I got the rain gear on. I switched to shorts and I got the rain pants on. Got the pack cover on the pack. I did go ahead and dump about a liter of water, so I'm carrying about 3 liters of water, which put the weight of this pack right about 25 pounds. So just kind of testing the limits of the frameless pack, the Gossamer Gear G420. Comfortable, I like it. We'll see how it does a few miles in. So I'm gonna get walking. I'll bring this back eventually for a little bit of an update. But right now I'm just gonna put it in the pocket. I stole the rain shield foam pocket off of my REI flash pack, so this will stay dry. But I'm gonna put that in there and get walking. That's the trail. There's the marker. So these are creek beds that you see in a lot of videos of the Adventure Hiking Trail. They're bone dry. There's the bridge to walk across. I don't know what's safer, trying to cross that. Pretty though. That's beautiful. You see the trail marker up there? That's the trail. Here's one of those infamous creek beds that's always dry. Now, there's gonna be some of you, especially locals to this area, that are probably questioning, saying, you're not on the Adventure Hiking Trail, you must be in the Smokies. Because the Adventure Hiking Trail never has water. I can assure you, this is the Adventure Hiking Trail. When you get torrential downpours from like 1 a.m. It's noon now. This is what happens. Now the funny part will be all this is here now. I bet money this time tomorrow these creek beds will be basically dry. It really just all runs off. I'd assume eventually it runs down to the Ohio River. So, but for now, I never would have thought I'd be hiking through creeks instead of trails on this trail at any of them. So here we are. Just awesome. Well, we're about a mile in, nothing crazy. This is just so funny to me that for the couple weeks leading up to this, I've been so worried about setting up water drops with this guy and how dry this trail is and having to carry at least 4 liters of water. And now I'm just hiking through a river. Like, that's the trail. It's just a river. It's just the most ridiculous thing to me. So, but it's beautiful out here. It's just cool. It's got that kind of foggy, you see, it's kind of ominous vibe. But it's so cool. It's so peaceful. Like, hiking in the rain, I think makes a lot of people nervous. I mean, yeah, if it was 10 degrees colder, I mean, it's 50 degrees now. It's gonna be up to 60. When it's flirting with freezing and raining, that's a different world. Kind of sucks. You gotta be careful, but I got dry clothes in the pack. The pack's completely waterproofed with the pack cover on it, plus all my clothes and sleeping bag and all that's in a dry bag in there. So when I get to camp, take the wet stuff off. I got dry socks in the pack. It helps that these sites have shelters, so we'll be in a shelter. But even if I had to set up a tent, you know, it's a little more work. Get your tent set up, climb in. You just kind of come to terms with the fact that, you know, you'll be a little wet. But when you get in there, everything will be nice and dry. And I bring a little pack towel, like a little foldable, like a ShamWow or something. You can wipe things down if you get a little bit of water in your tent. And you're dry and you're comfortable. It's just, the woods have a whole different feel when it's like this. They have a different smell. It's just awesome. This is probably my fault because I commented about you guys in the UK and this is what you always hike in. This is what it is. This is you UK subscribers doing this to me. I'm getting a taste of your weather. It's not as windy, but I see, sharing it with me. Thank you for that. All right, we're gonna get up this hill. I need to get moving. Otherwise it's gonna be dark before I get to camp. Well, I'm gonna bet 95% of you that have ever hiked the adventure hiking trail have never seen that. That's like 2 feet deep in what's normally known as the dry creek bed. Never would have thought I'd be going up to my calves on a water crossing on this trail. So that's fun. Yep. That's the trail. Coming down that, all that water, that's the trail. Going down into there. Just the most ironic thing I've ever seen. So yeah, we're 2.5 miles in, I guess. The sun's trying to come out, which is cool. But I don't really have a whole lot of time for videos. I gotta try to catch these guys. These are the things you don't expect to see on the adventure hiking trail. That, see that over there? That's the trail. Look at this. I thought this was supposed to be dry. Good Lord. I have no idea how deep that is. The guy's ahead of me. He messaged me. Oops. Low battery. He messaged me to tell me about it. So I don't know how bad it is. But yeah, we're about to find out. And I'm going to have to do something here so this thing doesn't die on me. But yeah, we're going to find out how this goes. That's pretty cool looking. I think we go this way. There's a little trail leading up the rest of the way, but pretty sure the sign's pointed this way. We'll see. Whew, it's been a couple miles. I'm 4 miles into this adventure, so a third of the way done. Yeah, definitely crossing one of those, dry creek beds was up over my waist, knocked me down, but we survived. No harm. Everything stayed dry that needs to stay dry. So yeah, it was an impromptu snack break. And now we're just walking along down there. Can't really see it. The Blue River. I'm looking for a marker on this to know that I'm still on the adventure hiking trail. I would think so. We'll see in a few minutes. But yeah, third of the way done. Had a snack. Past the hog barn shelter. Didn't go up to it because I don't really need to. But yeah, just rolling along. The sun is basically out. I don't know if the rain's done or what, but probably at least gonna take these rain pants off next chance I get. Anyway, that's where we're at so far. So that just happened. That's a tree that snapped off and just fell on the trail. I had to take my pack off, throw my pack over it, and climb through it. Yeah, it got really windy, really crazy, and I stopped by a giant down tree. Hang on. Yeah, it got really windy, really crazy. I stopped by a giant down tree kind of at the bottom and just kind of sat on the other side of it so I could see the trees. I mean, there's nowhere to go. And it calmed down. It's still a little windy. I started coming up here and I heard a couple big crashes. That definitely wasn't there earlier. I checked with the guys that are ahead of me. So, nuts. All right, I know I haven't recorded a whole lot today. It has been crazy. I don't know if you can hear the wind. You probably can. I'm at the picnic area here. It's only, if that sign's right, only like a mile and a half from where we're gonna camp. So I think the mileages might have been a little off that I thought, because I thought I had like 3 miles left. So, but it's 4:40. Oh, this is zapping my battery quick. It's 4:40, and I'm gonna try to get to camp here by 5. I had to stop. This was where we had a water drop, so I filled up a little bit of water, and I'm gonna try to get on the trail up to these guys, but then I get this thing charged because it's dying quick. And I'll catch y'all up on the events that have happened today. I think this is just where we continue the adventure, and we have to go down that.
All right, that's what we're doing.
There you go. As awkward as this is, because he's already filmed this for his channel. But that's Mark. What's your channel?
Try Duty on the Trail.
There we are.
Good to be out here with you, man.
We'll get the meaning of that channel here soon. But it's daytime now. It's daytime now, and the last time I filmed, I about got crushed by a tree and everything got wet and this thing wouldn't charge, but thank God it charged this morning. It's a whole different look today. So we're gonna see how much water is actually on the adventure hiking trail, but shared a shelter with these guys. Was the best shelter I've ever seen because it got me out of that wind. It was nuts. I'll fill y'all in more on how that day kind of went, but for now we got a little over 2 miles where a couple of these guys are gonna get out, and we got water stashed there. And then me and Mark and one of his brother-in-laws are gonna head up to Indian Creek shelter. Not a tough day, 8 miles. We'll see how much water is left on the non-water having adventure hiking trail. All you people that told me there's no water, it's just ridiculous today. There's the Ohio River. It's pretty today. Well, here's more video proof that the adventure hiking trail does have water on it at times. That's really cool. I bet that was rushing like crazy last night. We ended up camping with a couple other guys that made it into the shelter, and they talked about some pretty rough crossings on this trail. I'm really wondering if this is one of them and it's bled off that fast. You can see Mark is probably saying the same thing. But it looks cool. It's definitely lived up to its name, the adventure hiking trail. It's so crazy the difference a day makes out here. Yesterday was just brutal with the trail being a river. The uphills and downhills were just so sketchy because everything was so slick. I don't know how many times. It's a miracle I didn't actually fall. And now today, sun's out. This area, you can definitely tell this area is usually pretty dry because the amount of water that has disappeared in 12 hours is pretty ridiculous. So we're on the part of the trail now that is famous for the just constant roller coaster up and downs. We've done a couple. They haven't been too bad. At least they're not soaking wet. That would have been almost impossible yesterday. So we got another 1.5 miles, I think, to where the car is. We'll probably take a break there. Oh, I got you on film. How's it going so far?
Having a great time. Look at the sun.
I know.
Perfect weather.
It's like we're a different week all of a sudden, and it's just been like 18 hours.
Yeah, and now the question is there really water?
Yeah, now we're wondering, are we going to run into the no water thing? So I'll probably go ahead and fill up with 4 liters of water when we get our water stopped. But it sounds like we should be able to get to a creek right before where we're camping tonight. So I imagine there'll still be some water in it that we can get. But yeah, we've done like 3 different giant uphills, or we're finishing the 3rd one. And according to Mark, we're coming down to the road after this one. So we're gonna find out. I don't know. Well, we made it to the top of our 3rd or 4th climb for the day. That one was much more gradual, which I don't know what's better. The straight up and getting it over with, or the gradual. There's so much blowdown in this trail. I don't know how much of it is from yesterday or from before, but there's definitely a lot of trees that are down. But we dropped Mark's brother-in-law and his son. So Daniel, Nathan, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for the ride back to the trail and the water. So now we got 4 liters of water in the frameless pack, which is putting it about 27 pounds. And I'll talk more about the gear probably in a separate video or maybe at camp. But that is definitely pushing the limit on this Gossamer gear G420, but it's not bad. And the weight is really just from the water. So like this morning when I only had 2 liters, the pack is awesome. So you gotta be able to keep it 25 or less. It's definitely a good pack for that. Man, I don't know how fresh that is. These are just everywhere. So anyway, we got about 1 mile to where we're gonna stop at this chimney shelter for lunch. And then we'll only have 3.5 miles or so to camp. So easier day, just enjoying the woods. So this is what we're having to do. I don't know how long this tree's been down. I don't know if this just came down yesterday. It looks like that maybe has been down for a little while. Yeah, so I'm gonna climb under that. All of a sudden, it's like a whole different season. So this spot, I believe. Does it say on that sign?
Homestead. Marshall Tate Homestead.
There we are. So somewhere around here should be that chimney shelter.
Yeah, we're real close.
Yeah. Because wasn't this the dude that owned this area or something, wasn't it?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm sure you could pause the video and read all that, and it'll probably tell you if you want to know. I'll give you a minute. All right, that's enough. They can pause it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool area. That's I think on the map it says the homestead shelter, but it's also the chimney shelter, hence the giant stone chimney. Lots of open spots for putting tents. You could maybe find some trees for hammocks, but oh man, that came down right by it. We're gonna stop here and have some lunch. Oh, we're stuck in that weird vortex where we're filming each other filming. This, man, that just missed that chimney, or did it hit it? Because it's blocked off.
Break time.
It's crazy. All right, time for lunch. We only have how much tomorrow? So if we stay at the shelter, I tried to catch you before you put the map away.
Here, you want to have a look?
Show everybody what we're doing here.
This is what happens when you laminate your own with packing tape. That's
very resourceful.
Yeah, well. Where are we? We're
here?
Chimney.
No,
right there.
we're down here. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, 3 from here to here,
and
then 1.3. So 4.3 for today, and then
that's not bad.
3 from that spot to that spot, and 2 from there to there. So 5 tomorrow if we stay, which
that should be easy. Yeah, lunch was fast.
It was too fast.
No, I'm good. No, because now you got me thinking. Now we got to beat the crowd to this shelter. There may actually be people out here today.
Yeah, idiots.
We'll just have him walk up just with that shirt and nothing over it. He'll scare them right the hell out of the shelter. There we go.
Oh,
more adventure on the adventure hiking trail. You feeling the adventure yet?
I don't know if it's adventure. I'm feeling something.
This is just obnoxious. There's literally no water in what was probably a raging river yesterday.
Big time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's like you said it, like we're on a different planet. The weather's totally different.
Weird.
The environment is completely different.
It's like the upside down of water.
It is. Although I'll take the fact that I don't feel like a tree's gonna fall on me at any moment.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. So they were trying yesterday. God, that was terrifying. All right, 3 miles left.
Yeah, probably. Sure.
Sounds very official. Perfect. We'll go with that. 3 miles left. All right. So this is the original shelter, one of the first ones that was out here.
That's what one of the dudes said yesterday.
The primitive campsite. It doesn't even list it as a shelter. Yeah. It's pretty much just a lean-to with a dirt floor. I guess you could, or you can put a sleeping pad. That would suck.
Well, I mean,
It's better than nothing, I
Yeah.
guess.
last night if I had that or nothing,
Yeah.
except for 10 up inside it.
Well, I don't know if I would consider this primitive shelter site as much of a campsite. I don't know. What do you think?
It's primitive.
It's if you were planning this trip and you're looking at mileage and you're thinking we'll plan to camp here, I wouldn't. Apparently it's only like a little over a mile from here to the next one anyway. But you're not even getting sleeping pads in that shelter comfortably unless you want to go under that little bench. And really there's one spot over there for a tent, which I guess if you're by yourself, this wouldn't be terrible because that's a pretty cool view. You'd have a spot to kind of hang out in. So I guess by yourself it wouldn't be bad. But I don't know that I'd want to come here even with 3 people and try to camp here. So warning for anybody planning this thinking you're going to camp here. If you're more than 1, maybe 2 people, more than 1 tent at least, I don't know that I'd do it. Well, we should be coming up on the end of day 2, at least the hiking, I think. Maybe half a mile or a third of a mile from the shelter. I don't think there's any more hill climbing. Guys are a little ahead of me. They may already be there by now, but it's just been a gorgeous day. So I will say, the Gossamer Gear G420 pack done awesome on this trip. My base weight is right about 11 pounds. And then food and water with 4 liters of water, which is the max capacity I brought, about 27. So I would say that max capacity of 30 that's on the website is probably pushing it for comfort, but in that 22 to 25 pound range, it does a good job for it. But I'm gonna keep pushing. Actually, I think I see these guys up here. Keep pushing. I'll bring you back when we get to the shelter. I might even see it up there. Bring you back to the shelter. So for context, it's Mark's birthday. He's 35. We're just gonna leave it at that.
35.
He stopped at 35.
Many times over.
And they have a special treat for his birthday. Because you can't have a birthday without a birthday cake.
My dad is calling me right now at this moment.
That's fantastic.
Oh, save ours for later.
There we are.
Me.
Oh, dang it.
Oh,
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mark. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
He hates it so much.
I do.
Hey.
Hot wax on my arm.
Oh,
All right. Well, thank you.
there. It's a birthday party.
Oh, he hates it so much.
He's so unhappy about this
So
moment.
uncomfortable.
Oh, that's awesome. How's your birthday cake?
Good. Anybody want to bite?
Oh, we got our own?
We have our own apparently. So yeah, he carried them in. So now
Thank you.
we're gonna have birthday cake.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, here's life at the shelter. This one's pretty nice actually. You get a pretty ridiculously good view right out the front door. There's really no breeze. There's Mark processing firewood. Josh is off knocking a tree down somewhere to get more. I feel like we have plenty, but he's out there in the woods collecting more. But this shelter is awesome. The Indian Creek one, there's plenty of room for the 3 of us. If you're close, you could probably get 5 in there, I'd say. But looks built pretty well. A couple picnic tables, a little lean-to to hang stuff from, I guess. This one's pretty awesome. So yeah, there's firewood under there, which we're probably just gonna leave at this point because we've got so much. Or we might burn it, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But now it's, oh yeah, I took my watch off. What is it, like 3 o'clock?
3:15.
3:15. See, I can tell by the sun. That's a lie. It's 3:15, and at this point, we'll have a fire from 4 o'clock till midnight with all this firewood. See? Josh knocked down his tree. Are we building a cabin, or are we...
One more trip.
One more trip.
What I'm looking at.
One more trip. Okay.
Well, that's true. That's how mine is.
Yeah, it's terrible, see? All right, we're filming just for the sake of filming, but this is why I don't like the BRS stove. I don't care about all my videos. I don't think it'll hurt anything. It has no wind resistance. It's not windy. There's like no breeze.
No.
But by God, this is picking it up. So yeah, if you want to save an ounce, there you go. I'll stick with my Optimus stove though. Or jet boil like that. See, you won't have any problems.
Get the cheap one, man.
Oh, it's the knockoff
Yeah.
jet boil.
Knockoff.
Is it the jet simmer? Is it
No,
the
it's-
biplane boil?
There's another brand.
I don't know why anybody watches my videos. I'm ridiculous.
Biplane boil.
There's
That's my
some
favorite.
maple company on Amazon that makes
Oh,
another one.
fire maple.
Fire maple, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
This isn't that though.
Oh, it's a
This is
knockoff
about
of that.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're knocking off Amazon products. All right. Perfect. Yeah, this has been the afternoon. We have barely enough firewood. We might not make it. I don't know. The human chainsaw over here may have to go cut up some more wood.
Bye.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't know what else to videotape. I'm gonna have apple cider. Maybe add something to it. We'll see. I don't know what these guys are doing. We're just stalling, really, for it to be late enough to justify eating dinner, I think, at this point. But it does look pretty cool out there. I still cannot believe this is the same trip as what happened yesterday. You're gonna have to watch. You have to watch Mark's video to get more of yesterday, because I was trying not to die and get crushed by a falling tree. Oh, here. See, the human chainsaws. This looks like the most dangerous thing I've ever seen. It actually works pretty well. Oh, water's boiling. I feel slightly useless. I'm just over here filming. These guys are processing firewood.
He did all the work too.
Sawing things. Don't say that. I would have edited his part out. We could have just.
Still can.
You lied to you. Well, now YouTube knows. All right. Either way, they're still doing more work than me. I'm just making apple cider. I'm gonna have to do something at some point. Well, it's dinner time. Mark is very excited about his beef stew. How excited are you about this?
So excited.
And Josh is I don't know if I've ever seen this one. Farm to Summit. And what is it? White bean potato
Stew.
stew.
I'm gonna just heat up this bacon.
And bacon, because you can't backpack without bacon. Just heat it up on the fire. See, maybe you can throw bacon in your beef stew. That doesn't sound.
So actually, hey, you know what?
I mean,
Try anything, man.
it might make it better. He even brought foil. Look at that. He'd repurposed the foil. Yeah, see now everyone's going to want bacon.
I think there's enough for everyone.
I think there is too. Yep. There you go. Fire cooked, shelf stable bacon. The best thing to buy for backpacking food ever. It'll instantly make Mark's beef stew taste better when he can have it with a side of bacon.
Absolutely.
He's just gonna eat his beef stew as fast as possible so he can eat the bacon. I'm curious about this one. I guess I've never seen Farm to. He keeps there. It is Farm to Summit. White bean potato stew.
It was a garage grown gear sale. And I just bought a
Okay.
couple.
It looks pretty good.
Let's see.
Oh, we'll get his impression of it.
Huh. Something in there I'm not. Oh, it's the shredded potato. Huh.
Oh,
Good.
it's like a mashed potato stew.
Yeah.
Huh. Pretty good though.
It's good
You'd get it again.
for sure.
All right. He's putting bacon in it.
Is that sacrilegious?
Bacon
Nope.
does make everything
Feels
better.
sacrilegious.
Nah.
To who? It's bacon.
That's what I'm gonna do to mine.
Sacrilegious is that it's sat this long. And I haven't even eaten any of it yet.
You need to eat it.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Pretty good. All right. I guess I need to quit stalling and make my dinner. So if anybody wonders, the Peak Refuel chicken pesto pasta, it's good on its own, but when you throw shelf-stable bacon in it, well, I might have eaten it all already. It makes it 10 times better. Just throwing that out there. It's gourmet. It's gourmet hour over here.
Gourmet hour.
Yes. Well, we have a fantastic fire. I don't know if Mark was just about to video and I just cut him off, but I feel like he was moving to
It's
do.
all good, man. It's all good.
The struggles of trying to do this at the same time.
Yeah.
But Josh, you've done a fine job crafting this fire.
Huzzah.
I mean, literally every one of these logs, the man is broken by hand, like baseball style on a tree. It's been fun to watch. My arms are sore for you. I didn't really do anything, but I almost had to catch one time though.
That is true.
Yeah, I almost had to save one from going down the hill. But yeah, we're just enjoying an amazing fire and a pretty sweet view. I'm sure there'll be stars later tonight. And then we've got a house that there may be a movie in. What movie are we gonna watch tonight? Because we brought a projector.
Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness. We're gonna watch Army of Darkness. It's his birthday. He can choose what he wants, as long as it wasn't Children of the Corn. I don't know why we even brought this. That's just asking
really
for trouble.
fun.
No. That's not my idea of fun. Nope. So yeah, we're gonna just hang out by this fire. I don't think we're gonna run out of firewood. Josh was very concerned that we'd have enough.
Yeah.
I think he was just trying to get his workout in.
Whatever it takes.
I mean, he did say he works out every day, and you can kind of tell, maybe a
I
little.
didn't work out yesterday, and I didn't work out today.
I think this counts as a workout.
I don't.
And we survived yesterday, which I'm counting as a work. According to my watch, it told me I worked out. So I think we're good.
Survival should count as a workout.
Survival 100% counted as a workout yesterday. So yes, this is all we're doing, hanging out. There's not a lot of filming going on because there's not much, and you'd probably be bored. So that's about it. It's a night shot of our shelter. Mark over here pouring water from one bottle to another. Really just showing off the flex tail tiny pump that did inflate the sleeping pads and doubles as a pretty awesome lantern. And there's another one hanging in there. So it's very civilized in our shelter tonight. Much better than last night. Much better than last night's little rush job. The night's winding down. We're just burning through what's left of the firewood. I believe Josh is watching his basketball team for his school that he works with. They're in what are they in? The finals for sectionals?
Sectional championship.
The sectional championship. So we're pulling for them. Oh, I've got light magically showing up on my face. Thank you, Mark. I now have an assistant.
Thank you, man.
We've had a fun evening. So we're just going to hang out. The moon is incredible. I took a picture I'll put on here, but I don't have enough light to actually be able to record anything.
Stars are coming out.
The stars are out. It's awesome. We may not watch a movie. We may just sit out here and play with the fire until we pass out. So that's probably more what's going to happen. So that's about it for tonight. It's been an awesome day. It's been a really awesome day. I'm glad these guys let me come along with them. Well, good morning. I don't know if you can see behind me. We got a fire going. Just a ridiculous sunrise. The fog down in the valley. There's Mark.
The gang.
The human chainsaw, Josh, is in there. We had a good night. What do we say? It's 33 degrees right now?
33, you got her.
Yeah. So it got a little bit chilly, but that's all right. Stayed warm. You guys stay warm last night?
I did.
Yeah. I didn't hear too much panic or scurrying around, so I guess everybody stayed warm enough. It was a lot quieter than last night with 7 dudes crammed in a shelter. with restless leg syndrome and night terrors and whatever the heck else was going on in there. But it was pretty awesome. Or I just slept much better last night. But now it's time for coffee and getting packed up. We'll probably be on the trail a little bit earlier today. These guys got a bit of a drive, so time for coffee.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, that is an awesome sunrise. It's like we're being rewarded for what we dealt with the first day. It's pretty awesome. That's what Mark and I were just talking about now. Like, I don't know that I'd ever want to do this trail again because you'd never experience it the way we did. I think most of you that may ever do this trail or have done this trail probably have never really seen it the way we did, with the trails being rivers, the creek beds that are historically dry being knee and waist deep. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool way to see it. And then to have the shelters to come to. I'm not normally a big shelter person. I'd much rather throw up a tent, but the first night was kind of necessity. There was no option, really. That just kind of happened, and that night was kind of the reason why I typically wouldn't do it. There was a bunch of snoring strangers in there and a mouse, but we did get to watch a movie, so it was okay. But last night, this shelter was awesome. I slept like a baby, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, that sunrise is awesome. Hopefully it's coming across on camera somewhat like it looks in real life. All right, say goodbye to the Indian shelter.
Goodbye, Indian shelter. So long.
You were good to us. You gave us probably one of the best sunrise views at camp I could say I've ever seen. It's 8 o'clock and we're headed to the car. 5 miles. Should be done by 10:30. I'd say that's conservative. So, all right. I'm ready if you guys are.
Let's do it.
The fun of YouTube. As Mark leaves his camera, we start walking off, and I turn around and say, you forgot your camera. No, we were doing the cool walk off. I didn't know. I left my tripod at home, so or in the car. It made it all the way here. I just left it in the car. Just a gentle stroll along this ridge this morning. Well, nothing too crazy this morning. Pretty mellow, although it's still muddy. So this trail is just trying to make sure that your feet are wet the whole time. Complete opposite of what anybody normally experiences on this trail. But it was a good morning. Got up about, 6:30. And Josh already had a fire going, so that was nice. So got up, and these guys got quite a bit of a longer drive, so just made a quick cup of coffee, stood around for a few minutes, and packed up and on the trail about 7:45. So, but it's been a pretty awesome trip. I said it a little earlier, but definitely experienced. Let me traverse this mud. Hang on. Definitely an experience that I think most people will not get on this trail, with as much rain, flash flooding, and just as wet as it all was. It was pretty cool to experience looking back on it. Doing it kind of sucked. I think that's the type 2 fun. Wasn't the most fun thing to do at times, but definitely be a good story. And we were rewarded big time yesterday. It was just like this all day. Same for today, for the 5 miles we got today. Just beautiful hiking weather, not too hot, not too cold. Got down to about 32 last night in the shelter. Shelters seem a little bit cooler than tents, which would make sense because you're trying to fill a lot more area with body heat. So it was a little chilly. I was never cold. I stayed warm enough. And yeah, it was nice not to pack up a tent this morning. It was all covered in dew or condensation. Just deflate the pad, roll it up, shove everything in the pack, and off we go. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome trip on this trail. Hopefully I can piece together a video that does it justice. But I'm gonna catch up with these guys and keep enjoying this. Pretty cool little spot. Chad, it probably makes you nervous. I'm on the edge of a rock. He always freaks out when I take pits. He's like a dad. I might edit that out. I might leave it in, Chad. I don't know. You might just get embarrassed. That's pretty cool. Yep. I don't know if you can see it down there or not. Maybe a little. Still water on the trail. So, big rain 2 days ago. And the trails aren't flooded anymore. Some of them are still muddy in spots. Some of the creeks have dried up. Some of them still have water. So, I guess if you time your trip, after a heavy rainstorm, maybe not during, because that was a little bit more of an adventure than I think most people would want. You might see some rain. Of course, depends on how dry it's been and stuff, but definitely makes it a cool setting with the little creeks running along. This part of the hike hadn't been too bad, just consistent up and down, but gradual. There's a couple little areas that were a little more of a climb, but it seems, unless we come across something in these last couple miles, the worst of the up and down is coming counterclockwise anyway after Cold Friday Road for like 3 miles. And you can kind of see it on a map if you look at the map down in that corner. There's a lot of little, looks like switchbacks, but that's just you're following the ups and downs. There's no switchbacks on them. It's just straight up and down. But it's not too crazy. The rest of it is mainly pretty gradual. It's a fun trail. It's more difficult because it is just up and down. There's really no switchbacks. But I wouldn't say it's super difficult if you're an experienced backpacker. Throw a rainstorm in it, makes it a little different. But, all right, I'm gonna quit blabbing and get up this next hill. Well, there's another big tree in the middle of the trail. But definitely this spot between, where do we stay? Indian Creek Shelter and the old Forest Service Road. It's like a 3-mile stretch. There's a lot of spots along here we've noticed that you could drop down and find some tent camping. If that's what you want to do, you don't have to stay at the shelters. You can technically camp anywhere. But I haven't really noticed too many spots up until now where that would be very easy to do. So much of this trail is just up and down and into ravines and out of ravines. Not a lot of flat spots. This has been the first kind of area down off this sort of knife edge that we're hiking on that you could find a lot of flat spots to tent camp. I just kind of walk past, just some tips if you're planning on doing this. There's spots marked on your map that show little ponds. They're basically just big holes that'll collect water. They're marked on the trees. You'll see like blue markings, usually with arrows to lead you there, but my understanding is they're not very reliable. Most of them aren't always there. And the ones that are, they're pretty gross. So if you're looking at that thinking I'll just use those, I wouldn't rely on them. I mean, they'll get you by in an emergency, but I wouldn't rely on them. It's easy enough. There's enough road crossings that you can stash water, and it's pretty simple. But yeah, this little stretch, definitely some good tent camping spots if you don't want to do the shelter life. There they go. You can kind of see them. Back up. Follow this. Back up. I'm assuming that's the Forest Service Road up there. Lots of rolling roller coaster hills today, and I bet this was rushing with water Friday. Shows you how quick it does dry up out here. I made it to the road crossing at the old Forest Service Road or something. 2 miles to where the cars are parked. Although it probably would be a lot shorter that way. You're probably right, yeah. So,
That's the trail we're taking.
yeah, this is the way we're going for sure. Straight down and then probably back up over there at some point. Or we could just walk around. We're taking the trail. In case anybody's ever wondered, this is what behind the scenes of YouTube videos look like. Planting a tripod down there, walking back.
Nobody wants to see how the sausage is made.
To turn around and walk back that direction. It's pretty awesome.
Awful.
I would be doing it if I had remembered my tripod, but it's in the front seat of the car, so I'm not doing it either. But quick snack break. Josh did 40 squats real fast. Pretty impressive.
Gotta get a following somehow. It's not gonna be being good at hiking. So.
I don't know if you can really be good at hiking. I think just making it to the end of this qualifies you as good. I don't think there's really a bar there, but we're trying to throw a lot of adventure at us here in the last 2 miles. It's just down. Everything is just rocks and like literally walking down a creek bed that normally would be dry. I feel like I've said that a million times, but it's just kind of the reality out here. But now it's flattened out a little bit. This is a really cool trail. I might be repeating myself. I might have edited it out. I don't know. But this is a really cool trail. It's got a lot of variety, a lot of ups and downs, plenty of smooth spots. The shelters are pretty neat. Indian Creek shelter is definitely the nicest. The Ohio shelter, or Lloyd's cabin, it's on the map as Lloyd's cabin. I guess it technically used to be called Ohio shelter. The Lloyd's cabin one is awesome because it's really big. I didn't really give it a fair assessment because the weather was terrible and I just got in and that was it. But it's a pretty nice area too. There's some spots for tents around both of those. The chimney shelter, not exactly sure. Hang on, switching hands. I don't remember exactly what it's called. Chimney, I think it's chimney shelter. It's got a giant chimney. That one's pretty cool. It's smaller. If you're just a couple, maybe 3, you could get in there. There are some flat spots for tents too. Most all of the shelter sites too, I would say you'd be able to get hammocks up and in plenty of areas too. So there's a lot of variety out here. And it is really cool after a rain because you get a lot of creeks and stuff. So it's a pretty awesome trail for only being 2.5 hours from Indianapolis. It's a nice change from the Charles Dean Wilderness or Morgan Monroe or something like that. So definitely worth checking out.
Awesome.
Well,
Congratulations. We did it.
that is the end
Chainsaw or honcho.
of the adventure hiking trail. We survived.
Well done, my man.
Yes, you too.
Thank you for watching. Thank you to Josh.
All right, that's the end. We made it. Everybody's excited to be done.
Here.
Taking their packs off before we even get to the car. But that was an awesome trip. It was definitely an adventure. Now I feel like I've said it like 15 times, kind of being sarcastic, but that's a pretty good name for it. With the weather we had a lot of rain, a lot of wind, a lot of downed trees. Thank God there's no trees on top of either one of our vehicles. And then we had 2 days of sun. Make sure you check out Mark's video as well. I will link it once he gets it done in the description. Chainsaw, Honcho, whatever we're gonna call you. Thanks for the fire.
It's a different name.
It's a different name. Thanks for watching.